Hello and welcome back to another episode of Goosebumps Podcast Can Be Murder. Today I'm joined with the Grinch.
Hello.
And Brandon Sime, also known as Dead Shock Studios.
What's up?
I'm your host, Bums of the Night, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. Today we're going to be going over another Give Yourself Goosebumps book, but the catch is, we're going to read it as a team and make decisions. Let me lay down some ground rules here. 1, we have to vote as a group. So there's 3 of us here, which means as long as 2/3 of the group can agree on a vote, that's the decision we'll take. In these books, they have a lot of death endings, turn to page whatever, you died.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 of us. The way I see it, we have 3 lives. After 3 lives, it's game over and we lose. You guys think we can make it to the end of the book?
Probably. Definitely try.
All right, so we're reading Tock, You're Dead. There's more than 20 different endings, according to the PDF that Evan dropped us.
Yeah.
Beware. Your little brother Denny runs off by himself in a huge museum of natural history building. You try to find him, but instead you discover the laboratory of strange Dr. Pebbles. What the fuck?
I forgot. Is that really the name?
Dead ass. I've never read this.
That's the name. I'm reading right now.
This is my first read.
My God.
You discover the strange Dr. Pebbles.
I'm sorry. Who let Earl Stein cook on that one?
The scientist volunteers you to test his new machine. Wow, you think? I'm going to be the first time-traveling kid ever. Then Denny runs right into the machine and vanishes. Oh my God. Guys, did this set up the premises for Cuckoo Clock of Doom? Your sibling gets sucked through time. Well, your brother...
Oh my God.
Your brother's not lost in the museum anymore. Now he's lost in time. You have to find him again. But where? In the distant past where fierce dinosaurs roam? Or medieval times battling with knights and wizards? Maybe in the future where robots rule over humans? That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Was that a reference to Terminator?
I think it was, yes.
I'm pretty sure it was a Terminator reference, which... Get to the chopper! I know, that was Predator. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Get your movies right.
If you want to leave, come with me. How's that? Is that better?
Good. Like, good. Yeah.
One thing you know for sure is, you must find Denny in 2 hours or he'll be lost forever. You're in control of this scary adventure. You decide what will happen.
So, my thing is with this book is, why 2 hours? Of all the things, 2 hours. That's like not enough time at all.
You're in control of this scary adventure. You decide what will happen and how terrifying the scares will be. Start on page 1, then follow the instructions at the bottom of each page. You make choices. So take a deep breath, cross your fingers, and turn to page 1. Now give yourself goosebumps. It's all in caps, like he's yelling at me. That's what I'm getting here.
Verbal abuse.
Dude, seriously, Grinch, you're reading this, right? It's all in caps.
Yeah, I'm reading it. Yeah, it's all in caps, literally.
And then, wait, get this, though. So I've got the PDF on my tablet here. It's got the newer print. Did they reprint TikTok, You're Dead?
I think so, yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I had the original version.
Well, yeah, me too, because the OGs are where it's at. But it's got the new Goosebumps art.
I think the reprint, though, was just for, like, Kindle and stuff. I don't
That
think it's
that would make more
like,
sense, because I know for a fact
reprinted.
this shit was not put out physical. The only reprinted Give Yourself was, do not feed the vampire.
Yeah.
All right, get ready. Here we go, boys. You rush to the next room, expecting something exciting, but your mom is standing in front of a sundial. Isn't it this wonderful, she exclaims. It's an exhibit of time. Great, you think. A whole room full of clocks. Boring.
Hey, Bump. You passed a few lines.
No, I didn't.
Did you say what a crummy vacation? You and your little brother and your parents had come to New York City for Christmas.
Oh my God, it's not in this. Dude, it's not in this. I just read you verbatim exactly what was in this. You rush to the next room expecting something exciting.
No way.
Dead ass, Brandon, listen to this. You rush to the next room expecting something exciting, but your mom is standing in front of a sundial. Isn't this wonderful, she exclaims. An exhibit on time. Great, you think. A whole room full of clocks. Boring. Then Denny gives you a karate kick in the back of the leg. Ow, you cry. Stop it. You're not the boss of me, he says smugly. Yes, I am, you reply, punching him in the arm. He whines and complains to your parents. You can't win. I'm thirsty, Denny says. You can see he's eaten almost half a bag of gummy bears in less than a minute. Can you find a drinking fountain, Denny, dear? Your mom asks without taking her eyes off the grandfather clock. Come on. You grab Denny's hand. You pull Denny away and he runs off down the hall. You follow the hallway, twists and turns. There's no sign of either Denny or a water fountain. But near the end of the hall, you see a sign on a door. Now, Grinch, tell me what's different on yours.
Well, here's the thing. During the part, the part where you said you're not the boss of me, it doesn't show the whole part
about where he says he's thirsty part, because it says right here, it says you followed your parents to the museum, natural history at first. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm on Google. I'm on Google Books right now, and I'm reading his version, and I have the same thing as him.
God, guys, you know what this means? They changed this book when they translated it to like PDF.
Yeah, because I'm reading your version, not Grinch's version.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
We might have to enter a little bit of a rabbit hole someday and like make a whole video about that.
Yeah, because now I'm very excited to see what other Give Yourself books have changed. Now, granted, when I read Escape from the Carnival of Horrors, I read it on PDF. I'm so tempted to go back now and read the physical copy and see if it's different.
See, you know what I'm curious about? I'm really curious if like any original 62 got morphed a little bit.
You know, we're gonna have to do a deep dive. Maybe we can do a collab here where essentially we read the book and then we read the PDF and see what's changed, and we talk about the differences.
That'd actually be a cool series.
This has got to have to be a series. There's no way we can get it done in one. But all right, so Grinch, you said nothing about being thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then at the bottom of the page, after you follow him, the hallway twists and turns. There's no sign of either Denny or a water fountain, but near the end of the hall, you see a sign on the door. Warning, dangerous experiment inside. This door must be locked at all times. And then it says go to page 3. Does that check out for you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, page 3. Dangerous experiment? What does that mean, you wonder? You notice the door is slightly open. Oh no, Denny must have ran in here, you think? You push the door open wider and peek in. There's no sign of Denny at all. A tall, skinny man with long white hair, tied in a ponytail, is bent over a computer. The computer is hooked up to a big, strange-looking clock. Between the computer and the clock is a large square contraption that looks like a picture frame. You can hear the computer and the clock beeping and pinging. It's about time you got here, the tall man says, straightening up. I'm Dr. Pebbles. You must be the volunteer.
Oh my God.
Dude, that is my favorite part of this book so far, is Dr. Pebbles.
Oh my God. This book is so great.
Although, you know how your brain changes words when you look at it? I want to keep calling him Dr. Pepper. I'm not gonna, but I want to.
I was gonna call him Dr. P.
Dr. P. All right, I like that. We'll stick with that. There's no time to waste, Dr. P interrupts. I'm ready to start the experiment. Come over here. Well, Here, he says. He places a chain around your neck. What the f***?
Chain gang? Let's go.
He places a chain around your neck. On the end of the chain is something that looks like a stopwatch. Here, he says, he places a chain around your neck. On the end of the chain is something that looks like a stopwatch. Very, very odd stopwatch. With a complicated-looking dial with 4 big knobs. Are you ready, Dr. P asks? Turn to page 4. Ready for what, you ask? Why, to travel in time, of course, he replies. You'll be the first human in history to use my time-traveling chronometer. Chronometer, you echo? What's that? He points to the stopwatch around your neck. I don't have time. You start to say, but he interrupts again. Of course you have time, Dr. P goes on. It doesn't matter how long you remain in the past or future. When you return to the present, it will be the same moment you left. It will be as if you weren't gone at all. How does this work? You ask, pointing at the stopwatch. It's easy, says Dr. P. Press the button on the left side to travel to the past. Press the button on the right for the future. To return to the present, press the top button and the bottom button at the same time. Cool, you think? What if this guy's invention really works? Traveling in time would be awesome. There's no time to waste, Dr. P says. I'm ready to begin the experiment now. Turn to page 5. Grinch, was there any differences?
Nope.
Okay.
I love how like Dr. P is like so happy. He's just like, yeah, dude, you can go time travel. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, don't touch anything. You're gonna like kill us all.
Oh my God, yeah, he didn't set any rules. He's just like, fuck it, go to the past, go to the future, do some coke. Page 5. This is where our first split comes, so we're gonna have to do a vote here. You think for a moment. Dr. P obviously believes you're someone else, but a trip through time sounds like a lot of fun. More fun than staring at crummy old bowls all day. And since you return to the exact time you left, you'll still be able to find Denny and return to your parents before they know anything is wrong. On the other hand, Denny can get in a lot of trouble very fast, and your parents will blame you if anything happens. Make a decision now. Do you want to travel in time, or should you look for your brother first?
I mean, travel in time sounds pretty chill, so I'd say travel in time.
Grinch, what do you vote for?
Travel in time.
We're gonna travel in time, so
Your brother.
we're going to page 71. Yep, be a man. Throw your brother down the stairs.
Be a man.
The stairs of time. All right. 71. I'm ready to travel through time, you tell Dr. P. Good, the white-haired man replies. He punches some numbers into the computer keyboard. The computer starts to hum. The square doorway between the clock and the computer fills with a strange shimmering glow. The chronoport is almost ready. the scientist says, pointing at the frame. I only need to adjust, but before he can continue, you hear pounding footsteps. You turn to see Denny racing towards you. Denny, you cry. He's heading straight for the chronoport. You can't go in there. You're not the boss of me, Denny yells. He runs straight through the glowing frame. There's a soft pop before he disappears completely. Oh no, Dr. P cries. He went before I made the final settings. If you don't bring him back within 2 hours of real time, he'll disappear into timelessness forever. I mean, let him.
Leave him there. Exactly.
Let me show you how much the boss I'm not of you, because in 2 hours you're not going to freaking exist. So, problemo solvdo. Now let's go stop JFK's assassination, page 47. Sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, you knew something like that was coming.
Oh my god. I feel like I'm back to recording my podcast.
Hell yeah. Alright, page 47. What, you cry? You stare at the scientist. Your parents are going to ground you for life if you lose Denny. You'll have to travel in time to find him, Dr. P tells you. I'd better make those adjustments to the chronoport so you don't disappear into timelessness too. You stare at the scientist as he fiddles with the time machine. You can't believe it. This guy is really serious. When you find your brother, Dr. P goes on, you must be touching each other before you use the chronometer. Otherwise, the device...
Yo, what?
Otherwise, the device will bring only one of you back. No problem, you say. But where did Denny go? The future or the past? There's no way to know whether he's gone forward in time or back, Dr. P replies. You'll have to guess. You touch the chronometer around your neck. It began measuring real time the moment Denny disappeared. Already the seconds are ticking by. You have to decide. Are you more likely to find Denny in the past or the future? So, Brandon?
I got this. Let me do it this way. You know what? We're going to let fate decide. I'm flipping a coin.
Okay.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
It's heads.
Woo! Okay. We didn't name them. Shit. Let's try it one more time. Heads, future, tails, past.
Alright, heads or tails?
Heads, future, tails, past. Just flip it.
We're going heads.
Alright, so we're heading to the future. Grinch, are you okay with the future, or do you want to go to the past?
Yeah, that's fine.
To the future! Page 16. 16. I think my brother went to the future, you announce. I hope you're right, Dr. P punches another computer key. Are you ready? Step through the chronoport. You enter the glowing frame. As you move through, you feel a strange tingling sensation. Oh my god. What's that doctor doing, though?
This book is sus. I'm sorry.
Dude, the 90s were a wild time. You enter the glowing frame. As you move through, you feel a strange tingling sensation. One more thing, Dr. P calls out. His voice sounds far away. Before you can return, remember. What? You cry as the words fade away. What was he saying? Yeah, I love that. What?
Huh?
Ahead of you in the mist are two scenes.
I drink a beer. What?
Ahead of you in the mist are two scenes. A big futuristic-looking city with small cars flying around like planes. Another view seems to be of New York City. You recognize a few buildings. Oh, God. You recognize a few buildings like One World Trade Center and the Empire State Building.
Oh.
As you watch a small red-haired boy who looks like Denny disappear behind another tall building. But is it really your brother? Make a decision! Alright, so Grinch, what do you vote for? Is Denny in the strange city? If so, turn to page 101. Or is the red-haired boy in New York?
I feel like it's definitely the red-haired boy.
Okay, Brandon, thoughts? Are we going to the strange city, or is it the red-haired boy in New York?
I'm letting fate decide my fate here. I'm gonna go heads for Denny, Strange City, and tails for red hair. Excuse me. We're going heads, so we're going city.
Alright, I guess I'm the tiebreaker here. I kind of want to go to New York.
Yeah, it's pretty chill.
54, page 54. You're the most devious bastard in all of New York City.
Oh my god.
I know, I'm not as good as Laszlo, but god damn it, he's my spirit animal.
Right.
Page 54. You glide through the mist toward New York City street, where you saw the red-haired boy. Honking taxis, buses, and trucks zip along the street. Some tall asshole goes, "Hey, I'm walking here." Tall buildings surround you. On the streets, people are shouting and arguing and laughing. Uh-oh, this looks exactly like New York City in the present. Maybe something went wrong with the chronometer. You glance around for the red-haired kid you saw, but you don't see him anywhere. You approach a corner newsstand. "Excuse me," you say to the vendor. "Can you tell me how to get to the Museum of Natural History?" "What do I look like, an information booth?" He snaps back at you. "Never mind," you mutter. Then you notice a stack of newspapers. The one on the top has tomorrow's date. You're in the future, all right. One crummy day in the future. No fair, you think. You're about to push the right button on the chronometer and to travel further into the future when something makes you go, So yeah, That's kind of shit. We only hopped a day into the future?
Kind of lame.
Kinda. Page 77. Strolling down the block in front of you is a familiar-looking family. A father, a mother, and 2 kids. There's a very good reason why the family looks so familiar. It's your family.
I got a wild guess for you. I got a wild one for you.
Okay.
I feel like either, like something's bad, like their family's going to die from, like, say, like natural, like a
Plane crash.
storm or something. Or I feel like just randomly they're just gonna be like semi-truck die.
Oh, I was going to say plane crash. A plane crashes right into them at the
That's
base.
a good one too. I didn't think about that. That is a good one too. That's way too dark.
I know.
Oh my god.
All right. You watch as your mom and your dad and Denny and you continue down the block. Your parents are talking to each other, and you and Denny seem to be arguing. Some things will never change. You watch as Denny gives you a karate chop to the arm. What is this little asshole's problem? He's always kicking and chopping. And you punch him back. It feels so strange to watch yourself like this. There are 2 of you in the same place. What would happen if you spoke to your future self? You still haven't decided what to do when your family reaches the corner. The light changes as they start to cross to the other side of the street. A moment later, you hear frightened screams and shouts, then loud honking. Oh my god, Brandon, were you right? You turn towards the noise.
Let me cook.
Oh, you are, dude. You turn towards the noise. A green truck is speeding down the street. The truck shows no sign of stopping, and it's headed straight towards your family.
Let me cook.
What are you, psychic?
I can cook.
All right, guys, page 78. We had another vote coming up here. You ready? Anything changed from ours to yours?
Not so far. I mean, you're doing very good.
I still can't believe the intros were different. That was my top 10, one of my top 10 things today. Page 87. The truck picks up speed as it approaches the corner. There's no way your family can get out of the way. In another moment, they will be flattened like pancakes, and there's nothing you can do. But maybe. You touch the chronometer. Maybe you can go back in time and stop the accident before it happens. Should you go back in the past a few minutes and try to stop your family, or go back further in time and try to stop the truck? So we can go to page 31 and try to stop our family, or we can go to page 34 and try to stop the truck. Brandon, what do you vote for?
Again, I'm letting fate. Oh my god, fate decided twice on me with that one. I flipped twice and I got the same answer, so I guess page 31.
Okay, Grinch?
Page 31.
All right, let's try to stop our family.
Hey family, how's it going? It's me.
Just shout something you know will trigger your mom, and then run. Page 31. You feel a strange tingling sensation as you press the buttons on the chronometer. When it stops, you're still standing next to a newsstand. A clock in a nearby store shows it's 15 minutes before the accident. You can still stop it from happening. Your family has already started toward the corner. You don't have much time. Should you do something to distract them or just run across the street and warn them? Think fast. The seconds are ticking by. Are we going to distract our family on page 40 or are we going to warn them on page 86? I think warning them is probably the way to go at this point. Worst case scenario, one of you turn into a sword. I mean, come on, it happened in Adventure Time. Grinch, thoughts?
Warn them.
Oh. We're going page 86, baby.
I hate this PDF so much, it is not working for me.
See, I have a pen with my tablet, so I just click it and go. 86.
Yeah, mine are doing that as well, but then it like tries to open a tab, and I'm like, why?
You've got to warn your family. Stop! You cry as you dash across the street. Go back to the hotel! At first, they all ignore you. Then your mom's eyes glow wide. She looks back and forth between you and the other you. I don't have any time to explain what's happening, you shout at her. Don't cross the street! Mom, please, it's dangerous! But now your family is hurrying to get away from you. They're totally freaked out. Stop, you cry again. I don't know who you are or why you're pretending to be my child, your father says angrily. But if you don't leave us alone, I'm calling the police. God, that's so 90s. Please, you beg. Just stop for a minute. You have to listen to me. I'm trying to save your... I mean it, your dad says. Get out of here, you'll be sorry. God, your dad's a dick.
Pepper spray.
I mean, yeah, that or he takes off the belt. 78, guys, page 78. Yeah, get out of here, Denny adds a karate chop and lands on your arm. You can't help it. You punch him back. Don't be a jerk, you say. Turn around now. If you don't, something terrible will happen. You're not the boss of me, Denny yells. God, I hate him. He rushes towards the intersection. Stop, you yell again. Denny turns around and kicks you hard in the shin. You are so mad you grab him in a headlock. Say you're sorry, you yell. You're not the boss of me, Denny screams again. This time the other you jumps into the fight. While you hold on Denny's neck, the you from the future pokes him in the chest. Say you're sorry, you demand, tightening your hold on his neck. Say it! This time you don't even see the truck bearing down on you and your family. It's too much having two of you gang up on Denny. The end. So in short,
God,
you, future you and past self, you beat the fuck out of him, and you guys all just die. I love it.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, did the parents just leave their child being beaten up by their future son?
they're just like, la-di-da-di-da, don't care.
Yeah, I love that. I just want you to know. All right, so we're going to backtrack here. On Life Down, we still have 2 chances here. We need to head back to page 31.
31, okay, 31.
All right. And from there, we have the choice to either distract our family or warn them. So instead of distracting them, we're going to go to page 40.
Yeah.
Let's not warn them. Page 40. What would make you and Denny turn around, you wonder? You've got to create a distraction. You glance at the newsstand again, and the idea comes to you. It's not much, but if it's the only thing you can think of, quickly you check your pockets. You've got about $30. In the 90s, you're rich. Your allowance plus some money your mom and dad gave you to buy souvenirs. You ask the newsstand owner for change.
You're gonna buy like a Nintendo 64 game with that money.
Nah, they were still expensive back in the day, but you could walk into a Scholastic book fair with that and walk out with at least 5 books and a Lamborghini poster.
God dang.
I know, I referenced the meme, I'm sorry. So you ask the newsstand owner for change. You get a bunch of bills and coins. Suddenly a familiar-looking red-haired boy runs past you. You stare at him, then glance back at your family. Denny is still with the rest of the family. What's he doing here too? Denny, you shout. What are you doing here? Go to page 17. So we were right, that little asshole did go to New York.
What a stupid idiot.
Denny shrugs and starts to explain. I went through that door but time is running out. You cut him off. Stay here, okay? You're not the boss of me. God, that is getting old. I am sick of hearing that phrase. It makes me want to punch him. Denny whines. You groan.
I mean, you understand why they won't beat him up, so...
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like you want to get gangbanged in the street again. I'm sorry.
He's just asking for it.
He really is, though. Like, at this point, I honestly hope we get back in time and he just gets Thanos snapped into thing. All right.
Hey, Bump.
Yeah?
Can I read Danny so you won't have to keep saying that line?
I like that. Yes.
I'll try it once afterwards if you want it, because I want to...
Yeah, you go. Yeah, we'll alternate. You guys can be Danny. You guys can rotate. Or maybe next time, if we do this style again, Brandon, we'll assign you the mad scientist. You could have been Dr. P. I'm sorry. I was hogging the spotlight. You groaned. Your little brother is never going to cooperate unless you tell him the plan. You whisper in his ear. Denny gives you a big smile.
I'll stay around for that.
He promises. You quickly jump up on the counter of the newsstand, then climb onto the roof.
Hey,
The owner shouts.
get down from there.
You ignore him while he continues to yell. You take some of your money and you throw it down on the sidewalk. Free money! You shout. Down below, Denny shouts the same thing.
Free money!
Look at that.
Someone shouts.
Those kids are throwing away money. I would take it.
2 or 3 passerbys pick up coins and bills. A crowd starts to gather and cars and taxis break to see what's going on. You watch as Denny bends down and pockets some of the change. Denny, you scream. Put that... Loud honking starts up in the distance. The truck is coming. You can see it now, speeding for the intersection where your family is about to cross. Turn to page 58. You look over at your future family. The future Denny and the future you are laughing and pointing at the shower of money. Your parents are watching too. Then your father points at his watch and says something. The others nod and start for the corner again. No! You shout. A split second later, the green truck hustles towards the crowded intersection. Brakes squeal and horns blare. You freeze, barely able to watch the scene unfolding in front of you. Your mother lets out a blood-curdling scream. Have you saved your family? Page 21. As you look on in horror, your father sees the runaway truck. He throws out his arms to hold back you, your mother, and Denny. Your family halts in their tracks, and the truck speeds past. You did it! You saved your family! Now you've got to grab Denny and get back to Dr. P's lab. Come on, Denny, you call.
No!
Denny cries.
You can't make me!
You glance at the chronometer. Dr. Pebbles said you had to return within 2 hours of real time. The minutes are ticking by. You have to take Denny back as soon as possible, or you could get lost in time. You're bigger and stronger. Should you just grab him, or can you talk him into going with you? All right,
Grab him.
so Brandon votes for grabbing.
Screw the kid. Grab the kid.
All right, Grinch, thoughts?
Grab the bastard.
All right, page 122, we're gonna wrangle a child. You reach out and grab Denny before hitting the buttons on the chronometer.
No!
Denny shrieks. He pulls away and tears off down the street. Denny, come back here, you yell. But Denny keeps going. He darts across the street and runs smack into his double, the future Denny. They both fall onto the sidewalk. Your mother's face goes white when she sees 2 Dennys.
Okay,
Your father demands.
which one of you is really my son?
I am.
This is one of the red-headed Denny's.
I am.
Insists the other one. He punches the first one on the arm. The other Denny punches back. You've got to do something. You rush across the street and grab both Denny's. Then you push the buttons on the chronometer. Alright, page 66. A tingling sensation races through your body as you're transported back to the present and the Museum of Natural History. When the misty air clears, you're back in the time exhibit, standing near a sundial. Come on, you say to Denny, sighing with relief. Let's go find Mom and Dad.
No,
Two of the voices reply in stereo.
you're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
Oh no, you moan out loud as you realize what you've done. Both Denny's have returned to the present with you. You've saved your brother's life, but ruined your own. I mean, is it really a loss? Because, I mean, technically, we just created a parent trap. I feel like we won. I'm going to say we lost because the book says the end, but it didn't feel like a bad ending.
Yeah, it feels like a actually feel good ending in a way.
I mean, I know Danny's an asshole, but really, it do them really that bad.
Realistically, you just did that kid a favor because what they can do now, they can live a double life. One can go to work one day and the other one stays home and plays video games, and they switch every other day.
Yeah,
Like,
then
it's
switch out. Yeah.
like,
The only problem is you still got to deal with Eddie.
well,
Sorry.
we got one more life, so let's burn through it. If you head back to page 21, it gave you the choice to either grab Denny on page 122 or talk to him on 134. I guess let's talk to him.
Let me.
I'm 34.
Let me. Oh.
Page 134. Somehow you've got to talk Denny into coming back to the present with you, but how? Then you get an idea. Denny, you say very calmly, I'm going back to Dr. Pepper's laboratory now, but I don't want you to come with me.
Why not?
Denny asks suspiciously. It's none of your business, you say as nastily as you can. You can come back later today, or tomorrow.
No,
Denny whines.
I want to go back now.
Well, you can't, you say. I'm going back without you.
No,
He whines louder.
take me with you.
Sorry,
I'll tell Mom.
he insists.
I'll tell her how you always try to be the boss of me.
Oh, all right, you say, trying to sound disgusted. Hold my hand then. Looking pleased, then he takes your hand. You glance down at the chronometer. 45 seconds. Plenty of time to spare. And Denny doesn't even realize that you tricked him. The end. All right, so that's the end. So we, you know,
I just accidentally went up to page 130, and the first thing I see is ginormic dinosaur egg hatching and him getting pecked.
oh man.
What did I just read?
So here's the thing. I was kind of expecting a further jump in time. I'm not disappointed that we only went a day in the future, but I mean, technically, out of our 3 lives, we won 2 out of 3 of the games. I guess the best outcome is coming back with 1 Denny, because again, the last thing you want is 2 annoying little brothers.
Yeah.
But,
Also, I have a question.
sure.
How would you rate my Danny voice?
I think it was alright. You know, it's not like you're going to win any Demi-shaped Emmys, but still, not bad. And this has been TikTok You're Dead. How did you guys feel about reading it this way? Did you enjoy this, or do you prefer to read it on your own time and then talk about it as a group?
I love it this way.
Yeah,
This way because I can flex a little bit of creativity.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this more than reading it solo, so I think this is how the formula will be from now on with the Give Yourself series.
Good.
All right, Brandon, give me a scale, 1 through 10. What would you rate your adventure on TikTok You're Dead?
You know what I'm gonna rate this? I'm gonna rate it a 7. You know why? Because of that stupid kid, Denny. I freaking hate him.
Grinch, what would you rate this book, scale 1 to 10?
Probably either a 7 because I love the Doctor. I don't know, like he's the nicest character out of all the Doctors we've seen so far.
He's just like, yeah, bro, go ahead, jump around on time, bro. It's all chill. All good vibes.
You know, honestly, even though it wasn't a scary Goosebumps adventure, and aside from time travel, nothing really paranormal happened, I actually did enjoy this. And maybe it's because we did it together and I had fun with it, but yeah, I'm feeling this is definitely about a 7. I didn't get to ask you, Grinch, what would you rate this scale 1 through 10?
Ooh, definitely probably a 10. But the only reason is because of the Doctor, not because of Danny.
Okay. Dr. Pebbles made you feel like it was a 10. I got you. This is the second 10 you give, and not hating, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pebbles could talk very nicely, and I'd just be like, what a kind man.
Thanks.
What a very kind man.
Well, we got an 8. Our score for this book was an 8. All right.
He's a chain smoker.
Brandon, closing statements.
I love Dr. Pebbles. He can talk to me and be like, "Hey, baby girl, come over here and give me a smooch." And I'd be like, "Anything for you, Dr. Pebbles. I love you."
Yeah, I can say I did appreciate the very subtle time references we got. I'm sure there's more in the book, but we only had, 3 lives and we burned through them. So I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to read this one again later tonight just to see what happens in the past, because now I'm curious about, that dinosaur egg. Grinch, what would your closing statements be for this book?
Whenever you get tricked into a time experiment, be careful.
Stepping a bug would be funny to see what happens.
Yeah, I like how he didn't really reference the whole, hey, you can't touch yourself, hey, don't touch anything in the past, hey, you can't meet up with yourself, hey, don't alter anything. He didn't give any rules. He just said, make sure you come back. And I mean, you saw it. You literally bumped into yourself and put your brother in a headlock. So you technically did change the future because you killed him, but it's not like the world ended or a time paradox unraveled reality because you guys were in the same location. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Get ready for next week's episode because we're finally at one of the best books in the entire franchise, The Haunted Mask. And we have a guest star for that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we do.
Who's guest starring with us, Brandon?
We have Shalane.
All right.
Yeah.
Shwayne.
All right, Shwayne's joining us, and Shwayne's part of the Goosebumps Crew podcast. He's decided to be a awesome guy and stop in and join us for an episode and talk about his favorite book, The Haunted Mask. All right, so if you guys enjoyed today's content, maybe consider leaving us a comment, clicking that like button. If you haven't already done so, clicking the subscribe button and ringing the bell. We post new episodes of the podcast weekly. Maybe if you don't want to watch an animated version of it, you should be able to find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and other places podcasts are uploaded. I'm still working on that. But regardless, thanks for watching, and we'll scare you in the next one.